we have Ms. Danya here who's going to talk to us for a few moments about Safer Futures. And then afterwards, I'm going to ask you to come down and meet me in the hall where we're going to make our luminaries. Put your name, decorate it, put your name on it. And then the goal is to decorate the sidewalk or somewhere along the church, pending weather, because as we see, Ohio has just lovely weather. We don't know what we can do with our luminaries. So, and then I have hot chocolate and some donuts. So, you can turn your attention to Ms. Danya from Safer Futures.
Hi. So, I wanted to say thank you for doing this. I know I'm going to take a detour for 1 second. I know the weather is crummy, right? And when it's cold outside, I just want to go right home and just get in my jammies and let my past go. That's just me. But doesn't it feel great to do something for somebody else?
Yeah.
Right? So yesterday was the 17th anniversary of me losing my daughter. And what everybody in my group did is we did random acts of kindness for people, right? So we just went around doing random acts of kindness. And everybody we did it in her memory, right? Everybody had the best time. Nobody thought about anything. It was a selfless act. It was a way that we could give back and just kind of bring some sunshine into other people's lives. And that's what you all did tonight for the people that I serve. These are my people, and I will stand for them and be their voice until I can stand and be their voice no more, because that's what they need. We have the only domestic violence shelter here in Portage County. So what we do is we keep people safe that have been in bad relationships. Now, always keep in mind the crowd. I know the adults know the lingo, but I just make sure that the kids understand. So we keep people safe, right? So they come to us, they hide at our shelter. Nobody knows where we are, and we keep them safe. So when they come to us, they have a lot of things that they need. Sometimes they only have the clothes that they're wearing when they show up for us. That's it. Like, they have nothing else. They didn't have a chance to grab their favorite blanket. They didn't have a chance to grab their favorite toy. All they could do was just leave and come to the shelter so that they could be safe. So when they come to us, we provide them with safety. We help them find housing. We help them find jobs. We help them get money, right? Resources that are coming in that they need. We have a resident advocate that takes care of our adults. And we have a child advocate that takes care of our kiddos. And the one thing about domestic violence is that it knows no race and no socioeconomic status, right? As affluent of an area as Aurora is, guess what? We've served families from Aurora. We just have. It happens. It can happen. And just because it hasn't happened to your family, it doesn't mean that it hasn't happened to maybe somebody that you know. It doesn't mean that it hasn't happened to like one of the kids in your classroom, right? It doesn't mean that it hasn't happened to somebody right in your church, because it does happen. It's a sad thing. Nobody wants to hear about it, but just because we don't talk about it, it doesn't mean that it's not happening. So that's just us in a nutshell. That's who we are. That's what we do. Under Safer Futures, I'm responsible for 4 programs. For Safer Futures, for Safe Path, which is our transitional housing program, so the families that are in our shelter can leave our shelter and they can go to an apartment building where they have a chance to stay there for a year, and they don't have to worry about not being able to afford to stay there. They can stay for a year where their rent is subsidized. So their rent is based on the amount of money that they make and that they bring home. And then we have Place of Peace, which is our Safe Exchange and Visitation Center. So that means that 2 parents just cannot get along. They don't want to see each other. They don't need to see each other. And we provide a safe place for their kiddos to come and be exchanged. And then we have a legal advocate program. They do protection orders, so their job is to get an order so that they can keep people safe. So if two people hurt each other, they get this protection order that says you just have to stay away from each other. So I'm responsible for doing all of that, providing those services. In 2018, we served about 70 men and women, because we served both, over 100 kids, but there were over 200 families that we could not provide services to because we didn't have the space. And so while it seems like this was a simple task to go and get these items, you have no idea how many people you will help, how many people you have helped, and we are very thankful. And the families that I serve are very thankful for you participating in this. Can you think of any questions that you would like to ask me about who we are and what it is that we do? Any questions at all? Yes.
Other than donating tonight, are there other ways that we can get involved to help?
Yes. So one of the things about this church, I've been with Safer about 9 years. And the beautiful thing about our relationship with this church is it's not a one and done, right? So we have a lot of churches that are, it's Christmas and I want to give to the families at Christmas, right? And then after that, we kind of don't hear from them anymore, which is fine. But the beautiful thing about our relationship with you all is that throughout the year, something is always happening from your church, whether it's giving food. We have service projects where we had some of your members to come and do service projects at the shelter to help out around the shelter, which was great. We have volunteers that come periodically, and we're always in need of volunteers. We just always ask that if you come, because we don't just provide our address, right? So if you wanted to volunteer, we do this big background check to make sure that it's okay and okay to be around the kids, that kind of thing. And then we will tell you how to get to us the morning that you're coming to us. There's always something that we're in need of in terms of volunteers, not necessarily just the items, but volunteers always need teachers to help read to the kids or to help with homework or people to just come and do things around the shelter. So it's just a matter of calling and we'll set something up. Okay? You're welcome. Yes?
Did Jesus thank us for doing all these kind things to other people?
Jesus is so proud of you for doing this for other people. Of course he is, because he tells us to give. And one of the things that he says is it's more blessed to give than it is to receive. So he absolutely is very happy. He's smiling. He is. Yeah. Does anybody have anything else that they would like to know about Safer or what we do or services that we provide? That's pretty much all that I have. I mean, I really wanted to say thank you to everyone for participating, for the families, the kiddos for being a part of it, and the ones that just seemed thrilled today and yesterday about participating. We really appreciate it so much. I'm not just saying that because it's the thing to say. I'm saying it because it's really true. So we really do appreciate you all taking the time to do this. If there's ever anything that you need from me, I have a few cards. I don't have this many cards, but I have some cards, and I always ask everybody that has a cell phone to take their cell phone out so that I can give you Safer Futures phone number to store in. And if you ever meet anyone that may need us, you can already have that information and give them our number as a resource. I'm going to give that number out if anybody wants it. If not, I mean, no worries, but just to have it. 330-673-2929. $2,500. That's our crisis line, and someone is at our shelter 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. It's always staffed.
One more time, please.
Yes. We don't right now, but we've had about 25. Right now we have about 14. Typically for the holidays, people are trying to get settled. People are usually trying to get settled around school time, so it's usually always full. But we're a 14-bed, while we're a 14-bed shelter, we have families so our families have their own space. Our singles, we can double up. So if we have 3 beds in a room, we can put 3 singles in a room. We try not to, but depending on the severity of the case we have. Yes.
Can you do the number one more time?
Sure. 330-673-2500.
Thank you.
And that's directly to the crisis line. Yes. Okay.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight in this wonderful weather. And I know it's a bit of a rush on your part, especially on a school night, but it's very much appreciated, and it's such a great need that it really is a wonderful thing that you're doing. And so could we thank Ms. Danya for coming tonight? And now you are excused to the hall for donuts and hot chocolate and a craft.
I'll get your book.
Let's go out of here.
Come on, Joe.